Welcome back to Shadow Warefare, the channel where we expose spiritual deception, confront hidden darkness, and equip you with biblical strategies to stand firm in unseen battles. If you are new here, this is not a channel of fear. This is a channel of awareness, authority, and alignment with God. Today's topic is serious, powerful, and deeply strategic, which reveals the 4 fasting hours that make every witchcraft sickness impossible. Before you misunderstand that title, listen carefully. This message is not about superstition. It is not about blaming every illness on witchcraft. It is not about creating paranoia. It is about spiritual discipline, spiritual timing, and how fasting strengthens your authority so that no spiritual attack can gain ground in your body. Let me ask you something. Have you ever experienced a sudden sickness that doctors will explain? Have you noticed cycles of weakness right when you are about to move forward? Have you sensed heaviness, fatigue, or strange symptoms that seem spiritually triggered? Have you felt like something was resisting your progress physically? Now hear this clearly. Not every sickness is witchcraft. The body is physical. We live in a fallen world. Illness happens. Medical care is important. Wisdom is important. But there are moments when sickness has a spiritual component. There are times when weakness is not just physical. It is targeted discouragement. And in those moments, spiritual discipline becomes your shield. As someone who once understood how spiritual attacks were organized before turning fully to God, I can tell you something that may surprise you. Witches study patterns. They study timing. They study vulnerability. And they understand that a spiritually undisciplined believer is easier to afflict than one who is spiritually alert. But there is something witches fear deeply. Fasting, not dramatic fasting, not public fasting, strategic fasting. There are 4 fasting hours that shift spiritual atmosphere dramatically. These hours are not magical. The power is not in the clock. The power is in obedience, humility, and alignment during those windows of spiritual sensitivity. Let's begin with understanding why fasting matters. Fasting weakens the flesh and strengthens the spirit. It sharpens discernment. It builds discipline. It humbles the soul. It increases clarity. When you fast, you are not starving yourself to manipulate God. You are silencing distractions to hear Him clearly. You are denying the flesh dominance so the spirit can lead. Witchcraft operates through access points: fear, sin, bitterness, ignorance, and spiritual laziness. Fasting closes those doors. It strengthens your spiritual immune system. Just as your body has an immune response that fights infection, your spirit has a response that fights oppression. Fasting activates it. Now let's talk about the first fasting hour. The first strategic hour is the early dawn hour before sunrise. There is something powerful about denying your flesh first thing in the morning. Before the world wakes up. Before noise fills your mind. Before distractions begin. This hour carries quiet authority. Many spiritual activities, both good and evil, are initiated during early hours. Not because darkness is stronger then, but because silence amplifies focus. When you wake up early and dedicate even 1 hour to prayer and fasting before sunrise, you are declaring that God has priority over your day. During this hour, your prayer is simple surrender, alignment, identity. You declare that your body belongs to God. You declare that no sickness has legal claim over you. You declare that your day is covered. When done consistently, this hour builds spiritual resilience. It conditions your mind to resist fear. It trains your body not to dominate your spirit. The second strategic hour is the midday pause. Around midday, energy often drops. Hunger rises. Distraction increases. Many people operate on autopilot at this time. But this hour is powerful for short fasts, skipping a meal intentionally while praying quietly. Why does this matter? Because midday is when stress peaks. Stress weakens the immune system. Anxiety opens emotional doors. When you pause, deny your appetite, and pray instead, you reset your internal atmosphere. You say, "My strength does not come from food alone. It comes from God." This discipline breaks dependency patterns. It trains your body to obey your spirit. And when your spirit leaves struggle to penetrate. The third strategic hour is the evening transition hour. just before sunset. This is a powerful spiritual checkpoint. The day is ending, thoughts accumulate, fatigue increases, emotional vulnerability rises. Many people overeat, overthink, or fall into negativity during this window. But when you choose to fast through this hour and pray, you cleanse the day spiritually. You release stress. You forgive offenses. You cancel negative words spoken over you. You declare healing over your body. Evening fasting neutralizes accumulated tension. It prevents emotional residue from settling into your body overnight. And now we come to the fourth hour, the midnight watch. This is not about superstition. It is about awareness. Midnight is symbolically powerful. It represents transition, shifting, new beginnings. Many people experience anxiety, insomnia, or strange dreams during deep night hours. If you ever wake up around midnight or between midnight and 3 a.m., instead of panicking, use it, pray softly. Declare protection, cancel fear. Speak peace over your body. You do not need to fast every midnight. But occasional midnight prayer combined with short fasting periods builds spiritual alertness. Witches fear believers who are spiritually awake, not loud, not dramatic awake. Now let's address something important. Fasting does not make you invincible. It makes you aligned. Alignment makes attacks ineffective. Think of it like this: when your immune system is strong, Witchcraft is alive in your body. When your spiritual discipline is strong, spiritual oppression struggles to find ground. Fasting also exposes hidden emotional wounds. During fasting, unresolved anger rises, unforgiveness surfaces, anxiety becomes visible. This is not weakness. This is healing beginning. Because when those emotional toxins are released through prayer, the body responds positively. Many so-called witchcraft sicknesses are intensified by stress and fear. When fasting removes fear and restores peace, symptoms lose power. Now hear this carefully. Do not become obsessive. Do not fast recklessly. If you have let out wisdom and professionals, God does not require self-harm. Discipline is powerful, but balance is wisdom. The goal is consistency, not extremity. You can start with 1 hour, then 2, then occasional sunrise to sunset fasts. What matters is intention. When you fast, combine it with forgiveness. Unforgiveness keeps doors open. Release grudges. Speak blessings instead of curses. Refuse bitterness. Peace is protective. Let me speak to those who feel targeted physically. If you sense patterns of sudden weakness when progress begins, do not panic. Do not accuse people randomly. Strengthen yourself spiritually. Increase discipline quietly. Darkness prefers unaware believers. It avoids disciplined ones. There is something else. Witches understand that many believers ignore words carry weight. When fasting, guard your speech. Do not speak death over your body. Do not constantly declare, "I am always sick." Do not repeat negative diagnoses without hope. Speak life. Your body listens to your words. Combine fasting with positive declarations rooted in faith. Say, "My body is aligned with God's design. I walk in strength. I walk in peace. No sickness has permanent residence in me." This is not denial. It is alignment. Let me also speak about environment. Clean your physical slates that create fear. Play worship quietly. Read scripture aloud. Atmosphere influences mindset. Mindset influences health. Now I want you to understand something deeper. The 4 fasting hours are not mystical portals. They are discipline anchors. Dawn anchors your day in surrender. Midday anchors your strength in dependence. Evening anchors your emotions in peace. Midnight anchors your spirit in alertness. When practiced consistently, these anchors create stability, frustrates chaos, and witchcraft thrives on chaos. But here is the ultimate truth. Your protection does not come from fasting alone. It comes of fasting without relationship becomes ritual. Relationship without discipline becomes weak, but together they form strength. If you feel constantly of a witchcraft sickness, fear itself will weaken you. Replace fear with faith. Replace obsession with obedience. Do not spend hours researching dark practices. Spend hours strengthening light. Focus on love. Focus on gratitude. Focus on worship. Joy strengthens the body. Peace regulates the mind. Faith stabilizes the spirit. When these 3 are present, Now let me speak directly to you. If you have been battling unexplained fatigue, do not give up. Strengthen yourself spiritually while seeking wisdom medically. Combine faith with action. Combine prayer with responsibility. You are not powerless. You are not cursed beyond redemption. You are not destined for weakness. Discipline changes trajectory. The 4 fasting hours are tools, not weapons against people, tools for strengthening yourself. Because in truth, witches do not fear aggressive shouting. They fear disciplined believers who quietly grow stronger every day. They fear believers who forgive, believers who fast, believers who pray consistently, believers who refuse fear. And remember this above all: God is greater than any ritual. No human incantation overrides divine authority. No curse is stronger than covenant. Walk in wisdom. Practice balance. Build discipline. Stay rooted in love. If this message helped you understand fasting in a deeper way, share it with someone who needs spiritual strengthening. Subscribe to Shadow Warefare for more teachings that equip you for unseen battles. You do not fight sickness with panic. You fight it with peace, discipline, and faith. Stay alert. Stay healthy. Stay grounded. And remember, the strongest defense is in alignment with God.